Today, we need to discuss Justice League issue 31. This is part 2 in the Justice Doom War.
Yes.
So in this issue, guys, let me do a little bit of background. The Justice League and the Legion of Doom are going to go to war, as the title insinuates. Lex Luthor has evolved into what is known as the Apex Predator. So he has a piece of the Source Wall that was broken, which contained one of the gods of the universe who created all the multiverse, Perpetua, evil goddess.
The mother of the
Creation,
Monitor,
yes.
Anti-Monitor, and the World Forger.
So the Anti-Monitor, Monitor, and the World Forger are responsible for creating all worlds and multiverses. She created them. The Source Wall kept her in control because she was evil. The sons rebelled against her. Lex Luthor got a piece of the Source Wall, powering him up, and wants to bring the world to Doom as essentially her servant. He killed Martian Manhunter, absorbed his essence, and was also combined with Brainiac technology and combined with Brainiac to form this ultimate person, right?
The Apex Predator.
The Apex Predator. So now he is gave more power upgrades to all the villains, or villain-like characters, because Red Hood got it, but for his own reasons.
Captain Cold's like crazy powered
Captain
up.
Cold, Harley Quinn, like all these kind of people have this to go against the war against the Justice League. The Justice League are under the knowledge that they're going to lose and die.
Yeah, they're on their heels.
If they don't do something. Starman, who's a hero from the future, realizes that we have to send a team to the past and to the future to get more of these pieces in order to fight them. We last left off, we have a team in the past, a team in the future, a team in the present. The one in the past went to a different past they weren't supposed to. Same thing with our future. In the present are trying to find the Anti-Monitor to complete the Brothers 3 so they can fight. Right?
The Three Musketeers
exactly.
of Cosmic Doom.
And the only reason I'm taking the time to recap what happened last issue in this world is because it's very dense. And I want you guys to have an appreciation of what's happening.
Yeah, it's basically like we were talking about with Titans. There's like 3 threads that are...
It's complicated
threads of present, past, and future.
And
that
stuff
are going
that you
on
had to
in this
read
book.
issues beforehand. So it's kind of hard to jump on here. But if you watch our videos, if you read along with us and you ask us questions, you could start here.
Yes.
So, issue 2 is not a lot of big thing happens. This is what we call like a legwork issue, right?
Yeah.
So this pushes the...
Or setup issue.
Yeah,
right?
this pushes the story further. So the team in the past, they spent a good majority of the time there. The Flash and Green Lantern are in the past, and they're talking to the Justice Society of America, which are pretty much the 1940s and 50s superheroes of the time. And, there's a lot of, like, there's Dr. Fate, there's the Starman, there's the Flash, there's a Green Lantern, there's Sandman, there's... Catman. There's a lot of, like, comparable things. And they're both kind of, like, telling who they are and...
they like do like a sound off.
Exactly. Like, oh, I'm this person. This is what the Justice League is. Oh, this is what the Justice Society is. How come we don't know each other? This sounds a little off.
Yeah.
There must be something wrong with the timeline, which kind of alludes to what's going on in the bigger DC universe, which I'm not going to confuse you anymore. Don't worry about that right now.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So, that whole time they realized, all right, we need to go somewhere to find this piece. They realized that they have to go to Pearl Harbor.
Yes.
And then when they're at Pearl Harbor...
They go to the beach in Hawaii.
Yes, they go to the beach and they realize that it's Pearl Harbor Day, and then we see in the sky...
Like the actual Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, like where things get exploded.
Yes.
And we see in the sky...
Things get exploded
members
is
of
an
the
understatement.
Legion of Doom coming in are about to drop bombs, right? So the Legion of Doom are also in the past and the future trying to stop our Justice League members, right?
Yeah, and trying to create more chaos to make it harder for them to fix.
Correct. Create more doom in the world, because if there's more overall feeling of doom than hope and justice, they're going to win.
And Perpetua gets stronger. The more people are angry, the more people are acting out on those doom feelings and angry feelings, which is a great societal norm for today. Exactly.
So that's pretty much the whole thing. And by the way, the one shot we do want to focus on is the sound off shot. Like, I'm sure you've already seen it or you're seeing it now.
Oh, it's sick.
Where all the Justice Society members, they all look beautiful and badass.
And like Flash is like doing like this pose to to welcome them, and he's got like the tin hat.
Yeah, so if you watch Flash
Jay
TV
Garrick.
show, you're gonna know who he is.
Yep. Alan Scott, Green Lantern, like guys like that. Huge fan of the JSA. I love the JSA. I like as much as Bendis, which we were talking about, where like he is spinning Superman into Legion. I really want this to spin out into a Justice Society book.
if this does spin out
into
to
a JSA book,
it needs to be a timepiece book where it's only set place back then
in the 40s. Yeah, 100%.
But like, I'm just saying, I don't want them to be brought back into.
No, neither do I. Like, I think,
stuff.
and I think DC is smart enough to be like, yeah, no, this will be a 1940s,
hopefully,
like timepiece book. Every other one has been that. So
we'll see.
Hopefully.
Meanwhile, in the present, we have our guys are going to the end of the world. They made a ship, and Kendra is very upset because in an alternate multiverse that the World Forger made, Kendra and Martian Manhunter grow up together, grow old together, fall in love, and have a kid. And that kid is in this universe because of what happened before.
But in the present, those feelings are kind of like very much in the origin stage.
Like they both are feeling each other, but they're feeling the emotions, right?
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, Kendra is enraged and she just wants to go and kill Lex Luthor. She doesn't care about stopping Perpetua at this moment, or it seems to be. She tells Mara and the other Justice League members that are there in the present, like, we don't need to worry about finding the Animon or stopping Perpetua. If we kill Lex Luthor, that'll solve everything.
It's actually a really smart, funny thing too, because it's like, listen, we take him out, all this goes away. Right? Like, Perpetua doesn't get to where she needs to go. We take out this apex predator. Everyone else is powered back down. Like, this seems like the logical choice to save billions of people.
It does, but at the same time, it doesn't, because you're just stopping one person. The organization is still there.
And you have Brainiac.
You still have Brainiac is still there.
And Perpetua is almost powered up.
And Perpetua is still there. She could just find somebody else and replace
But it's very funny to me. It's very Austin Powers to me with Scott. Where Scott's like, where like Dr. Evil's feed captures Austin Powers and is feeding him, and Scott's I have a gun in my room. You give me 5 seconds, boom, I'll blow his brains out. We can do it together. And he's like, you don't get it, Scott. You just don't get it.
You have to do it with sharks with freaking laser beams.
And he's
on
like,
their head.
You just don't get it. It's the same thing with Kendra. Like, we can kill this guy, and all this doesn't need to happen. Or we can do it the hard. They're just like, we can't do that.
You just don't
get it. Like, are you kidding me?
That's not how you save the world. You have to have 5 teams do 12 different things. We have to do this the
hardest way possible.
And everything has to go perfectly right. Otherwise, we don't win, and we don't have a comic.
And there has to be this much chance that it'll work. Exactly. Like, it's really funny. But,
give me a minute. I'll grab my gun and I'll shoot him. We'll do it together.
I will kill him with my mace, and it is over.
That is a great analogy.
Thank you.
Comparison.
I try.
Whatever. I don't know what the right word is.
Both analogy and comparison.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, I'm scared. Smarter. Yeah.
I just passed the 4th grade.
So, while that's happening, we see in the future, Commandy takes Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman to like a secret base.
And Commandy is the last human on Earth in the future. He's a young boy with long blonde hair.
He's like a savage man.
He's kind of like a young Tarzan or something.
Yeah, that's like a future man Tarzan.
Yeah.
So like he brings him in and he's like, hey, this is what's going on. And they all figure out that they're in a bottle trapped by Brainiac, who looks jacked out of his mind. You need to see a picture of that here. And
I mean, if you're an ultimate brain, like, and you could basically have your body what it is, why would you not? Why would it be anything but that?
Right? Like, it's fantastic. Right. And they find out they're in one of the bottle cities. They need to get to a different bottle city to get to the piece of the totality, so that way they could grab that, go back to the past, well, their present. And, stop the Justice League of Doom. Or the Legion of Doom, sorry.
Yeah, and then they're fighting these, like, basically in the future they have these, like, the Doom war has ended and they won.
Doom is won.
Doom is won, and they have these, like, robots with kryptonite cannons on it that are, like, Kryptonian suppressors and, like, all this crazy tech that Batman's, like, trying to hack. And it was funny, like, there's a part where Commandy's watching them fight, and he looks at, like, Superman and Wonder Woman are, like, ripping these robots to shreds, and Batman's, like hacking into them. And Commandy's like, oh, man, that's the sickest thing I've ever seen. And Batman's like, it would have been sicker if I took him down. Like, while he's in the background, like Batman's just salty as fuck in the back, just like, it would have been cooler.
Well, because he has to do something else.
Yeah, he was doing something else at the time, but he's like, it would have been cooler if I did it. Like, just throwing shade while, like, people are saving lives.
And Bruce is like, this mother sucker.
It was so great.
But the last thing in this book that we want to talk about, and that kind of like fuels our conversation for the rest of this remaining bit, is that at the end of the world, at the edge of the world, of the universe, we see the Anti-Monitor, and he has a disciple or like somebody working for him, and we see that it's Aquaman. We haven't seen Aquaman in a while.
We thought he was dead.
Well, everybody in the Justice League thought he was dead. If you read the book, you know he's not.
Yes,
but like we know, one of our greatest heroes is working with the Anti-Monitor, and we don't know for good or for bad or what's happening. So that left us on a cliffhanger, and we're gonna get the answers in issue 32.
Yes.
I'm loving it. You read already?
Oh yeah.
All right, so then I'm just gonna give.
Tis very good.
All right.
Very good.
Good. Stop. All right, you know what I'm talking now. I'm loving this series so far. This series of Justice League, and then this event is great. Yeah. I really want to know what happens. I think that just Aquaman was like, he's a mole, but they don't know he's a mole. See, now I'm afraid to even look at you because you might give away what happens.
Nope, I have a very good poker face.
I don't know. And now I'm gonna try to read you. I'm just gonna talk.
Good luck.
I'm just gonna talk.
Good, go for it.
I love it. I think you all should read it. It's dense, but it's definitely worth the read.
And also, like, you have a character in the Anti-Monitor, right, who hasn't, Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh, so something happens with the Anti-Monitor in the next issue.
Man, you were really bad at this. So the Anti-Monitor from Crisis back in the 80s, like, haven't really seen much of him since that original storyline. We saw him a little bit in Jeff Johns' Justice League arc with where he fights Darkseid, which is awesome because Fabic was drawing it. And that's really it. So, like, you have this third piece that is a complete mystery of, like, all right,
what has he been doing?
He's not around. What has he been doing? Like, who's he going to side with? Yeah. If he joins, like, Justice League, like, he's taken down the entire universe by himself. Like, you're talking about a character who by himself can do this. And now you have the two brothers. You have, Perpetual. Like, what the hell's going to happen? I don't even know because I not in the next issue answers that question. So, like, that's a major question for this. And are we, as DC or as Snyder and Justice League, is this leading into another Crisis event?
Maybe.
Because he has said, like, and which is true, has held up. Every issue from now on is going to be event-like in the Justice League book. What if
this leads to a Crisis event and then resets the timeline and everything's all one story continuity?
I think we're already kind of in that, but Doomsday Clock is has to finish that first. I don't think we're doing a reset yet.
Well, no, maybe not a reset, but like
because of Rebirth, Rebirth hasn't even been answered, and there's one more issue of Doomsday Clock.
Well, guys, let us know down in the comments below what you think of Justice League issue 32. If you're reading this, or are you just loving us talk about
31.
it? What'd I say?
32. 32 is the one I read. This is 31.
This is 31. Yeah, thank you. Let me know what you think of the Justice Doom War. Does this intrigue you? The state of DC at the hands of Apex Predator Lex Luthor? Not sexual predator. Or maybe we'll find out in issue 32. But we'll see. Oh my God, imagine? No, please.